Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday, September 13th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started with our analysis shortly. It's got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. Good. Here and looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. Looks like we are good to go. All right. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. There was news this morning, inflation news, of course. You guys can see the crazy movement on the charts. So we had news over here at 4 o'clock, news at 5:30, and news at 6. So 4, 5:30, and 6. I'm going to go and mark that up first. News over here at 4. $5.30, which is this huge spike candle, and 6. Right here. All right, so I'm gonna look and see how the market moves on open. If it's a little too crazy, guys, I might just only take the breakout V2 on like one account, not on all my accounts. I just gotta see how the market's moving because when there's huge news like this and there's like a big uncertainty as to like where direction is going, you don't really know where price is going to go, right? So I don't want to risk all my accounts if I'm not sure. If the charts and the candles look fine, then I'll take a trade. But if it doesn't look very clear or very smooth, then I'm just going to take it on one account just to be safe. So I'll let you guys know, or I'll try to let you know. It depends on how fast it comes up. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where this ends up going from market open. So all right, guys, I marked up news right there. I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. So I'm gonna go on the weekly time frame. And I'm gonna do this pretty quick because we don't really have much time from now until open. So that right there. There, right there, right there. And I'm not gonna go too far out. There's no point in going that far out because price is obviously not gonna go super outward. So you guys can see like a lot of this liquidity got knocked out, not really knocked out, but it got spiked because of the news. So like a lot of the liquidity here is not even going to be sitting around because the news kind of screwed it up earlier today. So you guys can see there's liquidity that was sitting right here on these two sides, but it got spiked out because of the news from earlier today. That's a sign where there's gonna be a lot of uncertainty because that should have been liquidity, but there's no telling what's gonna happen here. So, oops, this is supposed to be red. There. 15-minute. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with liquidity, but there goes liquidity for today. Got that all marked up. You guys can see there's liquidity up top and there's liquidity down below. Right there. So the closest level up there is going to be 35,043. I'd probably, if you're taking liquidity today, guys, I'd probably only go for 100 pips because, as I said, the news today is kind of funky. So we will see where this ends up going. So we got liquidity on both sides right there, 35,043. Down below, it's at 34,881. Got liquidity marked up. Here's back to the clean chart. So market is opening in about 50 seconds, guys. We currently have a bullish buy signal. So we're looking for 2 green candles in a specific direction this way. If we get 2 green candles, then we'll be looking for a possible buy here. But again, I'm going to see how market opens because of the inflation news. So we'll see where it ends up going. I'll take a look at retail sentiment shortly. All right, I'll just take a quick glance. 60% short. Fundamentals are pretty much neutral. Technicals are pretty mixed. So they're pretty bullish actually. The higher time frames right here are above the pivots. 10 years green, 10-minute right here is neutral. And the higher time frames over here are also bullish as well. So all right, guys, market is now open. Let me go ahead and mark up. Oh, fuck, what did I do that for? Okay, let me go ahead and mark up opening price right there. Sorry, guys. Small's kind of weird in my office. It's the dogs. All right, so we got opening price right there. It's a red candle. Might be green. We'll see. All right, so price is pushing up right here. If it pushes up a little too heavy, guys, yeah, like if it gets a little too crazy and it pushes up a little too crazy, like how it's moving right now, I probably will just avoid the V2. I know I'm like supposed to take every V2 entry, but if it moves a little crazy like this, then it might have to retrace a little bit, right? So what I might do here is I might just take this on my trader bait. I might just take it on I might take it for partial on the other one, or just take it on one account. I need to fix my trader bait because I had to upgrade the contract date. I forgot how to do that. I know CC was talking about that the other day. So the breakout V2 is technically a buy, guys, if you guys are looking to take it. Right there as it pushes up. So I need to fix my trader bait. I was trying to just take the entry on my trader bait, but That's why my positions weren't filling because of the contract size. I mean, the contract, I'm on the old contract, basically on there. So price is a bit overextended from where it's currently at. I had to pull out of that position, guys. I accidentally entered wrong. So I had to pull out of it. I mean, it's still running right now. It's fucking gonna hit TP too. I had to pull out of it. Damn it. I should have just held on to it. The position filled incorrectly on my side. So I already pulled out of this position, guys, when it was like a halfway mark right here. I entered on my computer because I usually enter on my laptop, and I had a TP stop loss incorrectly set. I couldn't adjust it. It was moving too quickly. So I pulled out right here at like when it pushed up. If you guys are still in the position, it's kind of going back and forth. As I mentioned, it's a little bit of a risky entry. But I just locked in like really small profit right there because of some slippage. So if you guys are still in position, it's still running, but I pulled out right there when price kind of pushed up a little bit because I noticed that my TP stop loss wasn't set up for my FTMO because I was on my computer. So again, this is what I was worried about, and this is what I was telling you guys, that I wasn't really comfortable about the move because of the overextension. So we're going to count this as a loss today because obvious reasons, but I did make some profit on it. Not really much profit at all. I made like maybe a couple $100 and then some slippage on one of my TFF accounts. So yeah, we're going to count this because we're still documenting it as the breakout V2. So I'm going to count this as a loss, but I did pull out for a small profit there because I noticed that my FTMO did not have a TP stop loss set up. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. Yeah, exactly. C6 said much better than a loss. Yeah. So if you guys took it, you guys can see this might be something to look out for, like some high impact crazy news or like overextension. But that's kind of what I was worried about here. When I saw these two green candles, I mentioned to you guys, like, this looks a bit overextended, so I might take it on just one account. I ended up taking it on my computer, but I realized that I take it on this laptop right here, right? This is where I usually take it, and it has my TP stop loss set up on there. So I didn't have TP stop loss set up on my computer, so I pulled out early once it went back in a profit because I wasn't sure if it was going to like close me out at a certain price point. Anyways, we're going to count this as a loss. If you guys pulled out at the same time as I did, or if you guys pulled out for a small profit, looks like some of you guys did, or a lot of you guys did actually. I'll take a screenshot of my profits right there as well. So this is the first loss in a while for the breakout V2. So I have the stats over here. And this here is the first loss. It's the first loss in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, first loss for the breakout V2. I mean, I'll take that. You know, this is a good win rate ratio for this specific strategy. So it was a buy, it was a loss, it was negative 250. The strategy is pretty solid. I mean, I'll take the loss here and there just to keep it running. But yeah, this entry came up at 6:32, September 13, 23. Oops, why did I do that? Some adjustments here. Nine 13/23, 6:32. This was a buy, was a loss, negative 250. Okay, so just one loss right there, guys, not a big deal for the breakout V2. I'm gonna clean that up right now. Right now, specifically, if you're looking for the counter scalp, looks like the counter scalp might be coming up soon. If there's two green candles that come up here, counter scalp's only 100 pips. So the counter scalp is setting up right here. Yeah, I'll put that in the notes too, Shiv. So price was overextended. And in plus PPI market. All right, so I put that right there in the stats so that you guys can go and see that later on if you guys would like. We have the momentum counter scalp setting up here. We have a sell signal. If we get 2 green candles, it's going to be the momentum counter scalp. That's going to be the second strategy that I'm still testing right here. So I'll be looking for that. $913.23. I'll make some updates once the entry comes up, but there's no entry yet. So basically, we have a sell signal right here. You would need 2 green candles for the momentum counter scalp to play through. Let me go and just give a little update here as well for that trade. All right, so let me just give you guys a little update of this right here. There's still no entry for it. We got about 2 candles coming out, or we have 1 candle right here. So we got 1 green candle right there. If we have another one, it's going to technically be the momentum counter scalp. Check this real quick. Yeah, so if the candle closes, guys, it's going to be an entry for a momentum counter scalp. It's going to screenshot my profits real quick. This candle has to close green. If it doesn't close green, then there's no entry for the momentum counter scalp right here specifically. Doesn't look like it's going to close green there. Nope. Yeah, so no entry for the momentum counter scalp right there specifically. All right, so I mean, we're still waiting for that right now, guys. So we're looking for basically 2, basically looking for 2 green candles. And once we get that, that's going to be considered the momentum counter scalp. Still no green candles here. So we're kind of just waiting. So no momentum counter scalp yet. The volatility is pretty high. ETR is currently at 23 right now. I guess I can start marking up the zones as well. Let me finish this, guys. I keep getting sidetracked. So today's breakout V2 lost today. Pips. It's lost in consider. Price was overextended. Time of entry. CPI news. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that right there. I'm documenting the trades, guys, so that we have news. We have basically documentation of like what happened with this specific trade. And I always want to be 100% transparent with you guys. So I'm gonna go and show you guys my profits for that specific trade. I pulled out a little earlier, like I mentioned, because luckily the trade didn't set up a TP stop loss. So I was able to pull out early on that. We have some other people here who took the trade and they pulled out early as well. So we have Kenny here. He pulled out of the breakout V2 earlier, just like me. So locked in a total profit of 1,420. So nice win right there, Kenny. Looks like Rashida over here as well. She pulled out early as well. Total profit of 858. So nice profit right there. And her MT4 account total profit of 736. So it looks like a lot of you guys here just you just went for a smaller TP, which makes sense. Smaller TP, and then you just pulled out early off that. Actually looks like some of you guys here took the liquidity push, because this actually hit. So some of you guys take the liquidity push, some of you guys take the breakout V2, and some of you guys pulled out early. At this point right here, price was already overextended, unfortunately. So our entry actually happened up here, but if you took the breakout or the liquidity push, this is where it would have hit. So if you guys take the liquidity push, we'll TP right there, and that worked out perfectly. Looking over here, Andreas, he took the trade here, locked in 910, and then his second trade, he locked in 1,920. So Andreas here said he took partial, so he locked in 910 just like I did, and then right here he took the sell back down for a total profit and a full TP of 1,920. So nice work right there, Andreas. We got Gian here. He took the trade as well. Looks like he got in a little earlier. Total profit of 1,310 for the day. Nice work, Gian. Looks like he got in a little earlier. Larishna here as well took the trade, locked in a total profit of 183 for the day. Nice work, Larishna. Yeah, Shiv over here didn't take the trade, so he said he's just waiting. He's gonna probably be trading again tomorrow. He's getting his funded account with Top Step. We got David over here. He took the trade as well. Total profit of 103. Pulled out a little early. Nice. So it looks like a lot of you guys here did profit off that trade that lost. I'm going to count it as a loss though, because we want to have that in our documents so we understand when the trade loses. We don't want to be thinking the trade's 100% because it's impossible for a strategy to be 100%. We want to know where the losses happened and we want to know why they lost. So one more profit here from Nathan. Total profit of 2,020 for the day. All wins. Looks like Nathan took the trade and pulled out early as well. So nice work right there, Nathan. And I'll also post my profits as well. There's two green candles here, guys, but there's a buy signal on this second green candle. So this can't be the entry for the momentum counter scalp. If this here doesn't close with the buy signal, then this is technically still valid as a momentum counter scalp entry. So see right there if it pushes through. And it looks like it still meets criteria here for a momentum counter scalp. If you guys are looking to take it, didn't close with the buy signal. So technically the trade is still valid for the most part. See where it pushes through right here. Looks like it's pushing up. Watching it right there. The iffy part of this entry was that it had a pending buy signal. So that was the thing to look out for, because that buy signal would have invalidated it, because that's one of the criteria. There's a buy signal on this specific candle, which is completely fine. We actually want that so it can blast right through and then go straight through the TP right there where it's pushing right now. So price is pushing through right there. I have to pull out of that manually because I don't think it's going to pull me out due to the spread. Full TP right there off the momentum counter scale. So I actually locked in more profit off that trade there. So I'm going to go ahead and document that. Those are the two strategies that we're documenting. So I took that trade right there. I had to pull out manually because the spread right now is kind of whack, how it's currently moving. So looks like some of you guys here took it, or basically all you guys for the most part. So I'm going to go and document this, and then now I'm going to start marking up the momentum pullback scalp entries. So the reason why I was okay with taking this trade here was because if you guys remember, I told you guys that this trade here was probably going to play through, right? The reason for that is because we had back-to-back losing trades for the momentum counter scalp, right? We had 2 back-to-back losses here. So what do you think happens? There's usually not 2 back-to-back losses from the data here. It doesn't typically happen like that. And the volatility was high enough today. So with that said, I was like, okay, the trade here is probably going to hit. And what happened? It hit. So this is using data to really improve your ability to catch good trades, right? This is what I've been trying to preach to you guys, because data here is really helpful. If you see that there's 2 back-to-back losses, the next trade is probably going to hit, because it doesn't usually have 2 back-to-back losses like that. I had this in mind. I was like, okay, there's 2 back-to-back losses. There's never 2 back-to-back losses. So this trade has to win. And that's exactly what happened. Price blasted it like literally right through. So yeah, I locked in profit off that. Swung all my trades back into profit. Unfortunately, it was partial again, but it is what it is. Just gotta deal with it. So we have the counter scalp right here. TP on that. That pretty much recouped some of the loss from earlier, which is completely fine. Yeah, also Patricia said plus there was a blinking green momentum. So like I was waiting for that candle to not close with the momentum, and then it didn't. So that's why I entered. And then price went through. Unfortunately, the spread's kind of wide right now. Spread's currently at 180. It's typically like 140 or lower. So the spread is a little wide. And you guys have to manually watch your trade to make sure that you don't get caught in messy movement here. So here's Natasha. She took it as well. So Natasha took the trade there, and she locked in a total profit of 309 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, so I already posted that up right there. And this is what I'll do here. Copy that over. Copy that over right there. Right there. So I just got to update my profits anyways. So great profits right there, guys, from you guys. There's more people here who posted profits as well. So we have Natasha over here, total profit of 173. We have Kenny here, total profit of 1,420. We have Kenneth here, total profit of 2,025. Nice work, Kenneth. We have Gian here, total profit of 1,310. Yeah, not bad for hump day, right? We have Barty over here, total profit of 2,408. Nice work, Barty. We got Vince over here, total profit of 235. We got him late on the counter scalp, but he still locked it in. And then we have Madhu here, total profit of 408 for the day. Nice work, Madhu. So great work, guys. Solid profits right there. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to go in the Discord and post them up here, and we will showcase them later today. We got Super Banks over here, total profit of 1,731 for the day. Nice work, Supra. Solid profits right there. I will be posting my profits as well. So I took this trade here with you guys. What I'll do here now is I'm going to start marking up the levels for the momentum counter scalps. So I'll start marking up the levels right here, and then I will screenshot my profits shortly. That's good. Looks good. Going to update that right there. Some profits over here from Rashida. She locked in 1,066 on her top step. Nice work, Rashida. Solid profits right there. And then on her MT4, she locked in a total profit of 1,266 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. So great work right there with your profits. We have Patricia here, total profit of 457 on her first account, total profit of 532 on her second account, total profit of 348 on her third account, and a total profit of 1,775 on her fourth account. All wins. Nice work, Patricia. So the market's kind of risky right now, as you guys can see, because of the CPI news. Typically, we don't try to shy away from news because we like the increased volatility, but sometimes when you get these crazy spikes like this right here at 530, you start to get some unusual price movement all throughout the throughout the day. So, I mean, we'll try to be as careful as possible, but we don't want to miss any trades. So if I see any momentum pullback scalps and it looks good, I'll take it. If not, like if it's overextended or if price is just moving kind of funky, then I'm going to skip it, of course. But I'll try to follow it as closely as possible. As price continues to pretty much bounce around. Yeah, exactly. Patricia said, yeah, probably not going to trade anymore since we have oil inventories in 40 minutes. So yeah, looking over here at the news events for today, we have more news coming up right here at 7:30. I'll mark that up on the chart because you probably don't want to trade around that time. It's going to be aligned with CPI news. So we got that right there. Natasha said she's done for the day. All right, Natasha, we'll see you back here tomorrow. If you guys locked in profits, I mean, if you lock in profits, I'd probably just wrap it up for the day, guys. Honestly, today's a crazy day. You guys can see how the market's moving. It's not really moving too directional. I'll go over here and mark this up on the clean chart. You guys can see it a lot better over here that this isn't really a good market to trade in. There's a lot of volatility, but there's not very much direction. So, you guys are welcome to stay on and just hang out. But if you don't need to trade anymore, I would probably just wait until the market smoothens out later or until tomorrow. Because last thing you want to do is make profit today and then take a dumb trade and then lose it like unnecessarily, right? That's going to be like the worst thing. Yeah, price is just ranging now, going sideways, like Patricia said. She said, yeah, the market hasn't been moving very well this week after open. It's been very rangy. And I agree with you too. Yeah, iPhone said, I think is that you, Martha? Yeah, Martha, or I think it's Martha. She said, yeah, I'm hanging out, not taking anything. Yeah, I agree with you too. That's probably the best option right now, guys. I'll look for a good entry. If there's a good entry, I'll let you guys know when we can take it. But today's not the day to really force anything or take anything too risky, especially if you made profit already. Because if you start to get FOMO and you start to feel like you need to take a trade, your odds of winning the next trade are going to be very unlikely because you're probably going to take something that's not even there. That's typically what happens with a lot of people, right? They end up taking a trade that's not even there, and they regret it later. So feel free to hang on to live, guys. If you guys want to switch to a demo account, switch to a demo account and play around with it. But trading your actual account, you probably should not trade your actual account right now. It's not worth the risk. We have Nathan over here, total profit of 3,140 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. And he said he's done for the day as well. Total profit right here, 3,140, all wins. So solid profits right there, Nathan. And I'll keep looking for entries here. We currently have a sell momentum, but the trend's still bullish. So we need price to actually provide a buy signal. So we need a buy signal, retracement, and continuation. If we get that, then we can take the trade. If not, then we just got to wait for this trend to shift to the downside. Thanks, Vince. Yeah, I'll update the spreadsheet. I haven't fully updated the spreadsheet yet. Nice. So Dan said he got the momentum counter scalp and he got stopped out at break even on the breakout V2. Smart move right there, Dan. Definitely smart move there. William over here said he got the momentum counter scalp, pulled out early, got that 80% of it. Nice work, William. So you actually listened today. So William, he really likes the momentum counter scalp. And usually I'll tell him not to take it. Today I didn't tell him not to take it. So he actually took it. And he had, the idea in the back of his mind that, okay, this trade has to hit because two of them was lost the past 2 days. It's just a game of probabilities here, guys. If you guys look at the probabilities, the trades don't typically, they don't typically lose back to back, or at least not more than back to back. So that trade right there played through, and that's why I took it as well. Looking over here, I'm going to just adjust this, plot this red. Thanks, Vince, for the heads up. So guys, if you guys look over here at the spreadsheets, and again, if you guys don't know where to find the spreadsheets, just go into Discord. So if you go to Discord right here, if you guys are new to the group, go to Kodi Kai Trades up top right here, click on this drop down and click show all channels. Typically, this is what it's going to look like. You're not going to see the spreadsheets, but if you go up here and you click show all channels, you're going to see all of the channels right here. So if you go down to the spreadsheets right here, we have one spreadsheet for all of the official trades that we've taken on the lives. The breakout V2 over here, this is pretty much the spreadsheet for that. And the momentum counter scalp. So I pretty much document every single trade here. So if you look over here for the breakout V2, it currently has a 72.73% win rate. It has a total profit of 2,500 pips from now since August 14th. Total wins is 16, total losses is 6, total trades is 22, win rate 72.73. So this is a breakout. it's still a pretty solid strategy. This is the first loss we had in the last 9 trades. But you can see over here, same thing, right? Whenever there's a back-to-back, like for example, back-to-back right here, it wins. And then you have like a onslaught of wins. And then there's typically just like one there. So it's just good to know a lot of information here for you guys to use, moving forward, so that you guys understand when to take a trade and when maybe not to take a trade if it's a little risky, or maybe to lower your lot size or take it on a different account. With the counter scalp over here, we currently have 15 wins and 15 wins, 4 losses, total profit of 650 pips, total trades of 19, total win-loss ratio of 78.95% win rate. So this has a pretty good win rate too. They both have good win rates, 78%, basically 79% here on the momentum counter scalp, and then 72.73 on the markup. With this said, I mean, this is a one-to-one strategy. So as long as you're above 50% win rate, you're going to be profitable at the end of the week, the month, etc. So I think this strategy is a really good strategy to follow, especially if you're looking to, consistently be profitable. Yeah, Van Harwick said maybe the loss correlated to high impact news today. Yeah, and I think so too, Van Harwick. So we have this right here. Obviously the CPI news. It said price was overextended and CPI news pre-market. So we'll have this noted. So in the future, we'll know, okay, maybe if CPI news comes up, we want to be a little careful. Or maybe even align it with CPI news of like the previous month. I'm kind of curious now. So what was the CPI for the previous month? So we have CPI right here. What was CPI for August? CPI for August was a 16. Looking at the 16 is actually 1. So, I mean, it could have been correlated to news, but you can see over here that sometimes it works in its favor. So we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, it's good to know. And I'll just, we'll look at that in the future. If like maybe the market moves kind of funky, maybe sit it out. Actually, let me go back and take a look at that screenshot again. So you can see that there was CPI here, but there wasn't any crazy movement. So wait, no, this is the wrong screenshot of it. 7th. That's the wrong screenshot for the 16th. Let me go check real quick. Sorry, guys. That's a wrong screenshot for that day. $16th right here. Oh, sorry. I don't have a screenshot for that day because we weren't applying that strategy on that day. So the screenshot's not right. Sorry, I can't update it because it's too late in the chart for any new contract, but the screenshot isn't right. But it did work on that day. So on 6/32, on August 16, it went straight up. So the screenshot might be right. I might be tripping. Okay, so this thing was published on, no, actually that's right. Yeah, August 16th, that is the right screenshot. I was looking at the wrong date. This is when I took the screenshot, but this is where the trade happened, August 16th. It just went straight up. But you can see over here at 5:30 that there wasn't any weird movement, right? There was a little weird candle right here, but it wasn't like a crazy spike like today. Like this candle right here was inflation news compared to today. This was the inflation news, right? Huge candle. So I think something to look at would be look at pre-market news and maybe look to see if the candle was like pretty crazy like this right here. So yeah, no, definitely. I think it was correlated to that right there, Van Harwick. And that's something that we're going to use in the future when we are, I missed the trade. So there's a momentum pullback scalp right here that just came up. It's okay. I wasn't planning on taking it anyways, but Daniel here just mentioned the momentum pullback scalp just hit. So we had a bullish momentum right here. Price pushed up. This candle pulled back. The entry would have happened right here, and it looked like it went straight to TP already. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count it. But you guys can see right there that it did hit. Price came down, filled, went straight to TP. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Daniel, for the heads up. It's all good. I probably wouldn't have planned to take the trade anyways to begin with. I would have just watched it. But there was a momentum pullback scalp right here. And it looks like it's going to come back up to TP if you ended up entering it late. I just don't like the market movement right now. Volatility is too low. Each candle is very slow. Like these candles right here are moving like about like 6 points. It's like not enough movement there. The ATR is high because of the previous candles. All these previous candles are high moving, but these current ones right now are moving kind of slow. But yeah, this was the momentum pullback scalp. Again, if you guys are not familiar with the strategy, there's a whole video for it on Discord. Go to Discord, go to strategies, and it's going to be the most recent video here, the momentum pullback scalp strategy. So we had a bullish momentum here, bullish trend with regard to the pivots. Price was above, pivots were angling up. Trend meter down below is green as well. It's also bullish. So we had price push in this direction. This red candle was a retracement. Entry would have happened at the next whole number, which would have been right here, and it would have went straight to TP on that first touch. So there goes the first momentum pullback scalp of the day. Take that off, it already hit. If I see another one, I'll mark it up for you guys, but that's the only one for today. As you guys can see, the market's moving very sideways. It's not worth the risk right now, to be honest. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth the risk because price just keeps going back and forth right now. Clean this up a little bit. Structure right here. All right. So as you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging around this area. So price pushed up right here. It's coming back down, and now it's just ranging between these two zones right here. There's not really too much to work with at the moment. It just keeps getting pulled back to opening price. It looks like this is going to be the magnet for the day. It just keeps pulling it back to opening price right here, which is the blue line. Yeah, Kip said momentum pullback scalp followed by counter scalp. Now comes the pivot scalp. Yep, I can see it. I can definitely see it. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys too is I put in all the data for the live trades. So if you guys looked at the spreadsheet, so if you go back to the Discord channel, guys, I have the journal of all the trades from 2023. I pretty much inputted all the trades so you guys can see all the data for this year so far. So for January, we had a really good month. February, we had a really good month. March, we had a good month. April, I mean, every month's been good. May was amazing. If you guys saw May, we had no losses for the entire month of May. That was like crazy, 100% win ratio for that entire month. June over here, pretty decent, only 2 losses. July, pretty decent. So you guys can see the win-loss ratio for every month that we had. We had about 90, for January, we had 88% win rate, February 92, March 87% win rate, April 89% win rate, May 100% win rate, June 91% win rate. And I have every trade here documented. So if you guys ever want to go back and review it, this is going to be very useful to you. August, as you guys can see, was our worst month this year. A lot of this was my fault. So if you guys remember in August, I took a lot of dumb trades that we shouldn't have taken. These 3 trades right here could have been easily avoided, but I'm keeping them for transparency so that we understand, okay, I'll just put Sean's dumb trade. Dumb trade easily should have been avoided. Criteria not met. So I'm going to put that there so that you guys know that I took a dumb trade on those days. But yeah, you guys can see like every other month I was pretty much on point. There was a lot of FOMO moves in August, so we had a 68% win rate. Unfortunately, we still had a profitable month, but a lot of these trades here could have been easily avoided with these momentum pullback scalps. Everything else was fine. You guys can see my consistency throughout the year, 88% win rate in July. So just this month or last month was the only off month. This month has been pretty decent so far. We have currently an 80% win rate. Looking over here for the year so far, we currently have, so for the year so far for 2023, we have 144 wins, 21 losses, total profit of 23,330 pips, total trades of 175 with a total win-loss ratio, including like our bad month in August, and 88% win rate. So we're doing pretty good overall for the year, guys. Yeah, pretty good win rate, pretty good consistency. You know, if you guys stuck to just the trades on the live session, these are all live session trades. You guys should be perfectly fine. So this is the data that's basically going to back up what I've been telling you guys, right? If you guys just focus and you guys just follow directions, you guys can be perfectly fine, right? But a lot of people don't want to follow directions. So if you just follow directions and follow the live sessions, you guys should have a pretty decent like nest egg right now with profits. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, I'm trying to be like as bored with you guys, but you guys got to be real with yourselves as well. When you guys are like, if you guys aren't doing good for the year, you guys have to realize like that you need to think about what you're doing incorrectly, because you're not going to get any better unless you put in the work to like actually, why is this thing different? Unless you put in the work to actually, okay, I don't have the strategy there. Unless you guys put in the work to actually understand what you're doing incorrectly. Because that's the thing with a lot of people, guys. A lot of people, they don't want to like fix the problem, and then they just keep making more and more mistakes. So I took that trade there, and I also took this trade right here. So I'm just going to be updating this like as we go along. Scalp. Let's go back to the charts. There's no entries for us to take right here, so we're not really missing out on anything at all. Okay, let me just mark these up right here as losses. So for the month so far, I mean, we're doing pretty decent. We're not doing amazing, but we're doing pretty decent. It's still early in the month, so we have a lot of time here. But if you guys, so the spreadsheet's updated pretty much daily. If you guys look at the spreadsheet every day, I'm updating it. You guys can see for the month so far, we currently have 9 wins and 3 losses, total profit of 850 pips, total trades of 12 trades, win-loss ratio of 75%. So we're doing pretty good for the month so far. We're not doing horrible. We still have a long time ahead of us. We have like basically the rest of the month to go. So again, if you guys want to find this, go to the Discord channel, go to the trading journal. I document every single trade here, all the live trades, all the breakouts, all the momentum counter scalps, and you guys will see where everything lines up. And this is going to help you so you know exactly what strategy to be using next year once this time comes around. So if you see that we're applying the breakout a lot, then I'll probably apply the breakout during that time. And then you can also see the TPs. So for example, here, the TPs right here about 100 and 250, right? So we're basically keeping our TP stop losses around that area. If you go down to January, our TPs were like about 500 to 1,500. So you guys can see how much of a difference happens throughout the year. Anyways, back to the charts over here. We currently don't have a bearish trend yet with regard to the pivots. You can see the pivots are starting to angle down, but we need this red pivot to be above all the other pivots. So once this red pivot crosses above all the other pivots, we can possibly start looking for a momentum counter scalp, or sorry, momentum pullback scalp to be up to the downside. So we're looking for price to push down, retrace, and continue down lower. But we need this here to confirm that the trend has shifted to the downside. Trend hasn't shifted yet, so we just got to be patient in waiting for this here to shift. All right, so let me go over here and I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of my profits for the day, since we have some downtime right now. It's 7-11, so it's still pretty early, but we do have some downtime because obvious reasons. Market just isn't so great today. And guys, just keep in mind, you don't have to trade every single trade, right? Once you guys understand that, you guys will be in a much better place because you guys won't be forcing any trades and stuff like that. So here are my profits for the day. Randy said, is 1.9 spread normal? Usually isn't it usually 1.4? Yeah, the spread's really wide right now, Randy. This is why I was telling you guys to like be careful with your trades. And if you are taking the trades, you have to manually watch them because you might get caught in the spread. You're gonna get, the brokers are like screwing a lot of people over here because it might get close to your TP and it might not hit your TP. You might have to close out early when it does hit. So yeah, 1.9 is very high, Randy. This is like probably early Asia session spread. Typically it's like 1.4, if not less. So it's pretty high right now on FTMO, especially. Yeah, a good eye. No, good eye on catching that. But yeah, we did identify that earlier. That's another reason why. So the problem here is that there's not enough volatility. See how price is moving slow? There's not enough volatility and the spread is high. If the spread is high and volatility is low, you're going to get caught in this position. Because if you enter a trade, like say, for example, you enter a sell right here, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to get in like right here, right? That's not where you're going to get in. You're going to get in down here. So you get in with drawdown already. And then at that point, you're kind of screwed because you're going to need to like at least cover the spread before you make any profit. So this is why I'm kind of warning you guys. It's probably not it's not the best time to trade because the spread's so high and the volatility is so low. ETR is high, but you can see it's starting to lower down. It's currently at 18. These candles here are very small. So this ETR is going to get smaller and smaller as price continues to move along. All right, Ben Harwick, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So here are my profits for the day, guys. So let me just show you guys real quick. Here are my profits for the day, the week, and for the month so far. So here's my funded engineer account locked in 460. Here is my FTMO locked in 730. My second FTMO 730. This is one of my other accounts. I forget which one it is, but it's 730 as well. This is my second FTMO account locked in 1,360. This is my second funded engineer account, total profit of 220. This is my personal account locked in 240. This is my TFF locked in 230. And my second TFF locked in 330. So pretty decent profits for like partial moves that I got into. And I had to close out early from the breakout V2. So I didn't have any losses on my accounts, even though I'm going to count that as a loss. So for the day so far, here are my profits: 460 plus 730 plus 730 plus 730 plus 1360 plus 220 plus 240 plus 230 plus 330. So my profits for the day is 5,030 for the day. For the week so far, I'm currently at 4,460, 4,800, 5,100, 4,800, 9,600, 2,135, 1,680, 4,461, 4,561. So total profit of 41,597 for the week so far. And then for the month, this month is gonna be crazy because I didn't realize we were doing so good, like consistently. So 88, 80, 50, 12, 339, 3750, 2658, 8448, 8392. Damn, so I'm up 69,707 for the month so far. So 5,000 for the week, 41,000 for the, or sorry, 5,000 for the day, 41,000 for the week, and 69,000 for the month. So this thing added up pretty quick. But yeah, you guys can see here, I'm completely transparent with you guys with the trades that I take. This is what you guys can get if you have multiple accounts. So I have basically 4 FTMO accounts worth 400K in funding. The funded engineer is still in the challenge phase. I'm probably gonna, for the month, I need about 10K, I think, or I don't know what the threshold is, but I think I need 10%. So I should be passing that soon. This is my other funded engineer. That one as well. So I only have, my only funded accounts here are my FTMO. So basically these 4 accounts right here are my FTMO. So this is what I'm actually gonna get paid out. Everything else is in their challenge phase. So funded engineers challenge, funded engineers challenge. This is my personal account. And then TFF is also in challenge, but it's almost there. You guys can see it's at 8,000. So, or actually I might have passed it. I don't know what the threshold is to pass. Rashida's asking, you did the 1 phase or 2 phase challenge or funded engineer? I think I ended up doing the regular one. It's called superior, I think, Rashida. So I think it's like the 2-step. Or I could be wrong. I mean, honestly, I don't know. They had so many options. I don't like when they have so many options like that because I don't know what's better. But I think it is a 2-phase. It's whatever's the superior. I mean, it doesn't make a difference for me because I'm just adding them to my copier. So, I mean, I'm winning regardless, and they just get added to my copier. So I just kind of just take the trades, and then when they pass, they pass. But I can't remember which one I signed up for. Gotcha. Yeah, I think superior had a better split. I think it was like 90-10, or I mean, I forgot what it was. But I remember I looked at them, and superior had the better drawdown and overall loss. Exactly. So that's why I did the superior. Yeah, exactly, Patricia. Thanks for the heads up. Patricia's the one that actually pushed me on to funded engineers. So shout out to Patricia. They're pretty solid. Their lot sizes are different. So I'd be careful with lot size you're using. You're not going to use 100 lots. It's like they're using a standard lot sizing. So it's way different. So just make sure that you check in with that before you actually put in your lot size, or just take a tester's trade before you take it. Yeah, exactly. Patricia said they've been very good so far. So what I'm doing now is I'm testing out a lot of these funding companies. I'm going to try to get my return as soon as possible. So I want to get that refund as soon as possible, get as many payouts. And then if they end up blowing up like MFF, then so be it, right? I'm here for a quick cash grab now. With a lot of these funding companies, the only company I trust in is going to be FTMO, but everything else I'm looking for a cash grab. I'm just joining the funding company, I'm passing really quick. I'm getting funded, getting my first payout, first refund, and then I'm just going to milk them for as much money as possible. And then I'm putting that into my personal account where I just trade. Because you guys can see my personal account is growing too. My personal account's pretty nice, actually. Down here, I started with, I don't know, with like 10,000, I think, and I'm up like 3,000 now. So it's pretty solid. I mean, I'm not taking a crazy lot size on there, but it's, it's my personal account, and I'll just keep depositing more and more into that account. I actually just bought 10,000 more of Tether, so I can deposit that into my my personal account so that I can actually, I'll check that later, but yeah, I'm trying to just transfer everything back over to my personal so I can grow that. All right, let me scroll up real quick. So there's no entries right here at the moment, guys, but I'm still looking. So let me just scroll up. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Question from Shiv. Shiv's asking, what copier do you use? I use Social Trader Tools. So that it's compatible with MT4 and MT5. That's the one that I use. And I've been using it for like over a year now. So they're pretty solid. Ross is asking if there's a max lot on funded engineer. I believe there is. I think it's like 25. Let me see. I emailed their support the other day. Funded engineer. Funded engineer. Max lot size is 50 with them. I mean, it's pretty high. I'm at 20 right now on my 200K account. So the max lot size is 50. So I might be able to combine 2 of my accounts and make them into or actually I could probably combine 5 of them into a 500K. So that's pretty decent. I don't know if they have a max account you can do, but that is, that's the max lot size for FT or for US30. All right, so price is pushing up right here. I'm not taking the trade because the volatility, obviously, you can see is kind of dying down. Technically, there's an entry running right here for a momentum counter scalp. So, momentum pullback scalp. The names mixed up. Price push down right here. Price retraced up. I think the entry probably would have happened at this higher level because I think this here would have been missed. So technically, there's a momentum counter scalp that's currently running right now. Right here, I'm not in the position, but it is technically running right now. If a buy signal comes up, you technically would have to close out early for like a small profit or a small loss, but the trade is technically running right now at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Randy said it's running, but the volatility scares him. Yeah, it scares me too. The volatility is very low. You can see it's dying down very quickly. It was like at 20, it's now at 16. So I pretty much told you guys that was kind of what's happening here when it was up here. So it was at 20 and started to die down from 20 to 19 to 18 to 16, now 17. I mean, it's probably going to hit TP, but the volatility is very low at the moment. You're going to be stuck in this world. You're in this position right for like 2 minutes, and it did hit TP right there. So if you guys took it, great. I don't know if you took it, Vince. I know you identified it. Let's see. Vince is entry would have been at 40. Yeah, technically the entry would have been down here, but just looking at where this candle closed, I don't think you would have entered right there because the candle would have closed so quickly at the 40 mark that you're not going to like just enter right away, right? Your entry would have happened like up here because you would have waited for it to pull back a little more. So, and I'm just looking at this from my perspective, but yeah, you're right. The entry would have been at 40, but I know if I was looking at this, like if I was watching this for the candle to close, you can see how there's a wick right there, right above it. This thing was probably bouncing up and down at this point. So depending on whether you took the entry, it probably would have hit your TP already, or you still would be holding on to it at the moment. But you're right, that is the actual entry. But just looking at it here, it's so close to it that for me personally, I wouldn't have skipped it, but I would have missed it. Because if candle would have closed right there, I would have been like, okay, like this is typically what I tell you guys. When the trade comes up, I'm like, okay, if this candle closes above the black line, you're going to enter up here. If it closes below the black line, you're going to enter down here, right? And I already know that this is so close that we wouldn't have got in at this point right here. We would have gotten in at this next level. Yeah, no problem, Vince. So yeah, there was momentum counter scalp, or sorry, momentum pullback scalp right there. Looks like it would have hit TP depending on like where your TP stop loss would be. But again, the volatility here is extremely low. So I'm not really looking to take anything too crazy. Plus the news from this morning, I mean, it's already a wake-up call. Like just looking at how market's moving right here, it's not necessarily moving very smoothly. So a little update right here, this low. A low right there. And then we have news coming up right here in about 6 minutes. So here are my profits. Let me go and just copy this over. So over here. I gotta transfer this over to my Discord. So my official profits here. And what I'll do now is I'll take individual screenshots of my profits. So as we wait, I mean, we'll see if there's any other entries here, but I don't think there will be any. You guys can see from the volatility that I'm not really expecting too much here. We do have news coming up right here. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, Ross is asking, is anyone using TFF? So I'm on the TFF challenge right now, Ross. I don't know how it's going to be when I get funded because, you know, I've had issues in the past. But Kip is using TFF. So Kip is using TFF and he's actually on the top leaderboard. So he's like one of the top traders. I think he's top 3 on the TFF leaderboard. So he's making profits on it. And it's pretty clear because he's on the leaderboard, of course. So the thing with Kip is that he uses it as his main account though. So that's the difference. Kip uses it as his main account. I would be using it as my copier. So it's a little different. I mean, that was probably the reason why it wasn't working for me to begin with, but Kip does use it as its main account. So it's, you know, that's why it's been pretty consistent with him. So there's some accounts that don't work well with copiers, some that do. And yeah, Patricia said that, yeah, they're good and they do pay out. Let's see, Rashida said the high low just hit. Nice. Yeah, the high low. There was a high low that was down here that just hit, looks like. So this candle here broke and closed past, actually this one down here did. Or actually, I don't even know where the high low is. Oh, I think she's talking about the other high low. So the high low momentum scalp, sorry, Rashida, I get that mixed up. But yeah, Rashida was talking about the high low momentum scalp. There's a lower low right here. So lower low, buy signal, broken close past pivots 1 and 2, full TP right there. So this is another strategy that you guys probably shouldn't sleep on, because if you look at my spreadsheet over here, so these are all the trades from this year so far. There is a time where the high low momentum scalp was like the main strategy. So like, for example, here in March, we only took the high low momentum scalp mainly, and it had a pretty good win rate, 80% win rate, 87% win rate. And then for the entire month of April, we took only the high low momentum scalp, total profit of 89% win rate, almost 90% win rate. So this strategy is very good. We don't use it as much because the volatility has been kind of low, but you know, if the volatility is high enough, the strategy is still pretty great to begin with. Question from Vince. Vince is asking if the 720 candle would be a V1. I mean, depending on the overall bias, if the bias is all bullish. So for example, looking over here, the retail sentiment is bullish. Well, it's somewhat bullish. It's like 58% short. Looking over here at the fundamentals are pretty neutral. Looking over here at the technicals, yeah, they're kind of mixed. So I probably wouldn't have taken that V1 there, Vince, because it's pretty mixed overall. If they were like all bullish here, then you know, I probably would take it because it lines up with the retail sentiment. But fundamentals are flat. This is like bullish neutral, and this is all pretty much neutral at the moment. Yeah, no, that's fine. And you should do that, Vince. So Vince said, yeah, sorry. He said, okay, just making sure his analysis lines up with mine. Yeah. You know, if you have any questions and you guys are curious, just let me know. Just don't ask me within the first 30 minutes, Vince, for the breakout. But yeah, no, you're good. It's good to ask, guys, because if you guys are confused about like an entry point there, you know, just let me know and I'll clear it up for you as much as possible. And the live session time is probably the best time to ask, especially for like these small questions. As long as you're not asking me to explain the entire strategy to you. So let's see, make millions. Said you got to be in the top 30 for FTMO. So the thing is, I have a copier with multiple accounts, millions. So like they base you off this specific account. So if you look at my profits here, I don't necessarily make a lot per account specifically, because we used to scalp and we only take like 100 pips. So, you know, a lot of people who are on the leaderboard on FTMO, they're taking like long trades, like intraday trades, and they're making like massive profits, like massive pips. For me, like you can see over here for August, it wasn't a good month for us. I only made 950 pips. So you think about it, that's not a lot of profit for one account. All my accounts together, if they were combined, then yes, I would for sure be. But the thing is, they base it off like individual accounts. So if I have like 4 100K accounts, they base it off like that, one of those accounts there, not all of them combined, unless you combine them into one big account. And that goes to FF's question. So FF is asking, why don't you merge your FTMO accounts? I did have them merged. So like if you traded with me earlier this year in January, I had a 400K account. What I did was I split them up into 4 100K accounts because MFF wasn't allowing me to take, like the profits were different for MFF. And I thought it was because of my account size. So what I did was I split them all up into multiple 100K accounts. But now that MFF has kind of gone down the hill, I can merge them back together. So I already started merging them. Looking at this account over here, this account right here with the bigger profits, this is a FTMO 200K. So I've merged 2 of my accounts. I'm going to merge another 2. And then from there, eventually I might merge them back into 400K. So I did have them merge at some point. I go back and forth between merging them. So initially I had them merged at 400K, but then I didn't like the profits. Like the profits were kind of scary for me because the drawdown was so heavy because it's 4 accounts, right? Instead of me going 1,000 into drawdown, I'd go like 4,000 into drawdown or 6,000 into drawdown. And it would scare me because it messes with my trade psychology. So I went down back to 200Ks, and that's where I split it into 100s. Yeah, because the thing is with like it's your mindset changes, guys. Like you guys have to, yeah. It's easier like when you think about it, when you're actually trading a 400K account, the drawdown is crazy because like normally I'll go into drawdown like 1,000, 2,000, right? You do that times 4. Like say I'm going like right now, my drawdown for a 100K account or my 200K account is 5,000. If I'm on a 400K account, my drawdown goes down to 10,000 per trade. That's a lot of drawdown. It messes with your head, and then you start to make mistakes because you start to pull out early from your trades and you don't really trust it. So it's all trade psychology, you know. So I don't know if I'll go back to a 400K just yet. I might go into 200Ks, and then eventually, once I'm comfortable, I'll move up to a 400K account. So yeah, it's easier said than done, because I moved up to 400K and I was like, okay, this is easy. And then I took my first trade that went into drawdown and I was tripping out. So I was like, all right, once I get back into profit and get my payout, I got to split these back up, because I'm going to blow this account if I keep making mistakes. All right, so we have news right here. Mark that up as news. Take that off. And this is pretty much it right now. So the volatility here is back to like pretty low. It's at 16. Looks like it might drop back down to 15, but it's not super great right now. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Meanwhile, if we're going to hang out for a bit, I'm just going to go ahead and start taking screenshots of my individual accounts so that you guys can see what I locked in today per account. So let's start with my funded engineer. And you guys will see my profits are very small because I had to pull out early for both of the trades, which is completely fine. I'd rather have, I'd rather have some profit than have a loss, especially during these types of market conditions, which are kind of BS sometimes. You just don't have any control of like what's going to happen, especially when there's news, and you just got to be smart about it. I feel like greed kind of messes with people. Like I'll show you each of my accounts, and I'll show you that like certain people will they'll feel like they need to make at least 1,000 a day, right? If they don't make 1,000 a day, they feel like they failed, and they just keep revenge trading until they end up blowing the account. I'm fine with like $100. $100 goes a long way, specifically for for consistent profitability. Let's see. So there's my FTO, my funded engineer. 220. So guys, if you guys have more profits post up, feel free to send them in, and then we'll continue on. Personal account, and then my TFFs. So this one locked in 230. Oh, I actually didn't have a loss. I thought I had a loss on one of my accounts, but it was just it's got hit with spread, I think, or maybe it was this one. Oh yeah, so I didn't actually have any losses. It just I had to pay a fee for the commissions. Okay, so I actually didn't have any losses. I thought I had one loss on one of my accounts, but I didn't. Okay, let me post up my profits real quick. So this is my funded engineer. This is my TFF or FTMO number 1, FTMO number 2, FTMO number 3. I think I have these in order. Funded engineer, personal account, TFF, and TFF. Okay, so I got all my profits right here. Let me show them to you real quick. All right, Daniel, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one. We'll see you back here. Dan as well. See you guys back here tomorrow. Gian, see you tomorrow. All right, a lot of you guys are leaving already, which is completely fine. If you guys don't need a trade, I would just wrap it up for the most part. There's not really too much to take here anyways. Anyways, here are my profits for the day. So here's my funded engineer account, total profit of 460. Here's my FTMO locked in 730. It's my first FTMO. My second FTMO locked in 730. Here is my third FTMO. This is a 200K account. You guys can see the lot size differential. It's 200 lots on this one. Total profit of 1,360. Here is my funded engineer 100K account. Total profit of 220. Here's my personal account locked in 264. My TFF number 1, 230. My TFF number 2, 330. And that's pretty much all my accounts right there. So I mean, pretty decent profit. We got Patricia over here. She said now done, added a little more from that V1 double body with the lower low at 1019. Should have held it. Yeah, I should have held it to the full TP, Patricia, but it's all good. So Patricia over here, our profit, she locked in 457 on her first account, 532 on her second account, 348 on her third account, and a total profit of 2,405 on her fourth account. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, these types of market conditions, I would just take the money and run, to be honest. It's not really worth the risk to kind of hang around and force a trade. Because right now, you guys can see these candles, right? These, like, the candles will push up and they'll get really small. And this is where you don't want to be. You don't want to be in a position when candles get small, because then it'll just go sideways. And then you can get lucky and it'll either go straight to your TP, or you can also get very unlucky and it'll go straight to your stop loss. So we got some more profits over here in the Discord. So let's see, we got Johnny over here. Johnny said, I'm out for the day. Happy hump day. Total profit of 2,575 for the day. Nice work, Johnny. So Johnny locked in 2,500 for the day. We have Madhu here, another trade, full TP. Total profit of 812. Nice work, Madhu. Solid profits there. Johnny right here, 825 earlier. So that's a big jump. Johnny over here had 820 earlier, and he went from 820 to 2,500. Great work right there, Johnny, taking those trades. Yeah, I think that might be it with the profits. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I'm going to go ahead and just transfer these over real quick for the profit post later today. So I'm going to put this over here. Official profits. So this is funded engineer number 1. This is FTMO number 1. This is FTMO number 2. Oops. FTMO 3. Personal account, TFF 1 and TFF 2. So guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. You know, there's not too much going on in the market, so I'll keep looking for any possible entries. It's 7:40 right now. If you don't have anything in the next, 5-10 minutes, let's wrap it up. This is just the market that we're currently in. You can see the volatility is back down to 15. ATR, it's very low. It's not worth taking any trades right now. It's now at 14. It's definitely not worth taking any trades right now, because the criteria requires that it's at least 15 or above. So there's not really too much to take here, guys. Unfortunately, we're still in the summer season right now. It's not, I mean, it's starting to look like fall and feel like fall outside, but it's not fall season with the trading market yet. September 13th. So let's see, what's the first day of fall? Let me just Google that. Okay, so the first day of fall right here is September 23rd. It's September 13th right now. We still got a week until then. So it's not fall yet. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys are kind of getting antsy and waiting for the market to pick up, it's not there yet. So it's almost there, but it's not there yet. So we got to wait until the end of the later end of September until the market volatility really starts to pick up. The only reason volatility was high today was because of the CPI news. So we had volatility right here on open. That was because of the CPI news right here at 5:30. For tomorrow, let's see, we got news tomorrow. We have PPI tomorrow, producer price index for PPI. So we have some more inflation news tomorrow. It's probably going to cause some volatility. Not as much as today, but it's still going to cause volatility tomorrow. So we'll see how that plays through. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking for. We don't really have too much to look at right now because the volatility is still pretty low overall. It was just on the open because of the CPI and PPI news, or PPI news for tomorrow. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start transferring over some profits that weren't copied over earlier. Yeah, if there's anything else that you guys want to share, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we will be wrapping this up pretty soon. All right. Oh, guys, and I have one thing to I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll send an email out. So basically, if you guys are in the Discord, you'll see that your name's probably in yellow. If your name's in yellow, just private message me the email that you signed up with, because you're currently like pending as a premium member, because we don't have your like, we need our support team to like basically link your name to the email that you signed up with. So if your name is yellow, which it probably will be, there's only a few people here who have confirmed already. If your name's yellow, just private message me like your email you signed up with, and then I'll send that over to the support team will take it from there. Once you send it to me, the support team will link it to your account, and then your name will turn blue, which is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be blue for premium. So yellow means pending. And if you don't send it to me, then you're going to be sent to the free group, which is going to be gray like this. So like, for example, Marcin over here, he re-signed back up, so he's back in the premium. That's why his name is blue. So if you guys haven't, just message me or your email or whatever, and then we can link it so that it's in the system. But yeah, other than that, guys, let me just continue updating this real quick. And if there isn't any other questions, we're going to wrap this up for the day. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier this morning, but I'll do it later. Or I'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it consistently over time. I think it's have to be done by today. All right, I think that's pretty much it for now. So let's check the charts real quick. Yeah, no, definitely, William. That'd be great. Yeah, just message me, just private message me the email you signed up with, and then I'll forward that over to support, or support will just take over my account, and then they'll just update your information in the system. Well, we're still trying to figure out Discord, so bear with us, but there's not going to be any drastic changes right away. All right, my dude, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Good profits for the day. All right, guys, at 7:45, the volatility is very low. You can see it's getting lower and lower. It's currently at ATR 13 right now, so it's not really worth taking any trades at the moment. If you guys do decide to take some trades, make sure to take a look at the ATR, make sure that the market's actually moving. Right now, the market is pretty slow. The reason why you don't want to take a trade during this type of market is because you're going to enter a position, for example, and price is going to go sideways for a really long time. And then eventually it's either going to spike up to your TP or it's going to spike to your stop loss. And you don't want any uncertainty like that. You want to know for sure if your trade's going to hit or not, right? So I don't really recommend taking any trades here unless like you really, really have to. And in a lot of instances, you don't have to, because there's no time limit for these funding companies anymore. You can take your trades and take your time versus having to pass within, a week or so. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys are new here, remember that if you guys want to learn how to trade these strategies, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. If you want access to the Discord, again, go over here to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access. Once you do that, you'll get access to the course. This is what the course looks like. If you go down to module 1, it's going to say Discord right here. It'll give you the link to the Discord. And this Discord is pretty intuitive, guys. I mean, I've never used Discord before. I was super against Discord for the longest. But once I started to realize how organized it is on here, it made so much sense to just migrate over to here. So, if you're a part of the premium, there's going to be a premium tab over here with the Zoom links. You go to the announcements, all the announcements are posted here. If you go down to profits, official profits are going to be my profits. Team profits is going to be everybody else. If you go down to trading journal, you'll see right here, 2023 official live trades. Every trade that I've taken for 2023 has been documented here. So if you click on this, the spreadsheet will come up and it'll literally give you every single trade I took for this year so far with the screenshot, so that you guys can see, what was my markup there and how it looked. Like literally you can pull up any trade here. If you wanted to see what I took on January 3rd for a momentum scalp, you click on that right there. And then my trade's going to come up. You're like, okay, that's why you took it. There was a sell signal, entry happened right there, full TP. If you're like, okay, Sean took this crazy breakout 2.0 on like January 5th, he made 1,500 pips. Let me see what he did. You click on the markup right there and you can see exactly what trade I took there. Went straight to TP with no drawdown. So yeah, this is very intuitive, guys. If you guys are not part of the Discord, I mean, this is open to everybody. It's not just premium members, it's open to the public. The only difference with the premium members is that you guys have access to the Zoom link. So you have real-time Zoom. Everything else is pretty much open to everybody else. So, a lot of this data here is going to be very helpful to you guys. If you guys join, make sure that you go into introduction, just introduce yourself. You don't have to say anything specific. You can just say what's up to everybody so that everyone knows who you are. And then you guys can get connected with the community. Because the cool thing with this community here is if you look back at my trade results, so you guys will see that I have a lot of different strategies that I use, right? There's some people who like a specific strategy. So if you like to apply, say, the high-low momentum scalp, right? You'll find somebody in the group who likes to apply it as well. And then you guys can work together to make improvements or to just, cross-check the strategy or the entry for you guys. So yeah, once you're in the community, there's a team chat right here. Everyone can go over here and talk. Yeah, if you have any trade questions, put your trade questions in here. I'll answer them or somebody else in the group will answer them. If you have any funding or broker questions, go to the funding broker tab right here and I'll answer your questions here or somebody else will. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you want me to change, just go to suggestions, put your suggestion there, and then I will, I'll talk to the group and we'll see if we can make some changes. So, all right, guys, other than that, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. The market here is pretty much flat, not really worth taking any trades right now. So if you don't have to trade, just sit out, come back tomorrow. Volatility will pick up again tomorrow on open. And from there, we'll continue on with this trading week. So